What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Big Bats and Stacks video for Friday, April 2nd. I got a lot of positive feedback for this video yesterday, so seems like you guys liked it and want me to continue doing it going forward. So if that's the case, make sure to hit the like on the video, subscribe, follow on Twitter at the DFS process for updates and just stay more in touch. And let's get into it. So just some basic rules if you guys are new watching. These aren't going to be the same hitters I had in the core plays video, and you can play these both on DraftKings and FanDuel. Recapping yesterday's picks, Bellinger was good with 14. Santana was a great value with 15. Bellinger could have had 20 plus, or should have had 20 plus at that home run debacle. That was really crazy. I haven't seen anything like that. Perez was a fine option. 10 isn't the best for paying over 5K for a catcher, but he didn't kill you at least. Peterson was a bit disappointing, only 4. And then 2 out of the 3 stacks went nuts. The Royals were a great stack. I had a 4-man Royal stack on FanDuel, but didn't really matter. We fell like 10 points out of the money thanks to Castillo. I mean, that was disappointing. And DraftKings fell like 5 points out of cashing double ups and like 15 out of GPPs with Castillo with his negative 15. So thanks a lot, man. But anyways, we go ahead to look at this one. Looking at the first hit I'm looking at is Jose Abreu. He's against a lefty. Anytime you get Jose Abreu against a lefty, you're going to have some interest. Especially a guy like Andrew Heaney, who does have some home run issues. He has some home run struggles to especially right-handed power bats. Last year had a great 308 ISO against left-handed pitching. As you see, Heaney kind of gives up a lot of power. Especially to righties, he gave up a 4.39 xFIP and a 1.57 home run per 9 last year to right-handed batters. His career mark is about 1.81 home run per 9, and he gives up a 41% hard hit rate to righties. He also has some good BVP against Heaney if you're into that. 2 home runs off of Heaney and 3 at-bats, according to MLB.com. And the 4 pitches that Heaney throws, Abreu mashes them. 218 ISO against a fastball, 244 against a changeup, 333 against a sinker, and a 471 against the curve. The White Sox don't have the highest total on the slate. They're like 5th or 6th on the slate, so you could get a very low-owned Jose Abreu who does have the ability to break the slate. The second guy is Taylor Trammell, a value play. He's only $2,200 on DraftKings. He's super cheap on FanDuel as well. I don't have the pricing off the top of my head, but I'm sure he's cheap on FanDuel. He's going up against Johnny Cueto. The Mariners have about a 4.5 run total, which is pretty high for the team. Cueto is really struggling. The last few years, he had a 5.10 xFIP against lefties last year, and he walked a ton of lefties, 5.22 walks per 9. You're getting a guy like Trammell who had over 20 stolen bases in each of the last 4 minor league seasons. He had a couple in spring training. He gives you some speed if he can get on base, even if he doesn't get a hit. If he gets a walk, gets on base, steals a bag, he's going to hit value at 2,200. You don't need much out of him. They have a decent total, so maybe he can score a run or 2. And he's projected to bat 5th in the lineup, so he's not like a eighth man in the lineup or a 7th man in the lineup. He's batting right in the heart of the lineup. Gets some RBI opportunities. And going with a cheap guy like him just allows you to pay up for the Dodgers stack because they're super expensive. Next up is Justin Upton. He is affordable on DraftKings, $3,300. Cheap on FanDuel as well. I believe he's 27 or 2,900 there. He's coming off a pretty good spring training, and this is a guy that hits lefties really, really well. He's going up against Dallas Keuchel, who's not a strikeout pitcher. He's been pretty much a ground ball pitcher for his career, but I still think Upton can do some damage against him. Last year, he crushed lefties to a tune of a 313 ISO and a 531 slugging against lefties last year. Upton is a guy that you worry about him striking out a lot, but Keuchel only struck out 16% of righties that he faced last year, so you're getting a guy like Upton who had over a 30% K rate to lefties last year, but going up against a guy like Keuchel, he should be able to put the ball in play, and I do like his upside at a very reasonable price. And the final guy is going to be Max Muncy. The Dodgers have the highest total by far on the slate. You're going to want to get to a few of them, I believe, in cash at least. Senzatella doesn't strike people out, so you're going to get this Dodgers lineup, which in general makes a lot of contact. It makes a lot of hard contact going up against a pitcher in cores that doesn't strike you out. He throws a lot. He throws his fastball 50% of the time to both sides of the plate. And you're getting this entire Dodgers team who mashes the fastball out, especially a guy like Muncy. 405 ISO against the fastball for his career. Very good against righties in terms of power. He's also a reverse blitz hitter too. He can hit lefties well, but 249 ISO against righties. And you get him at a first base position where you could go up to like a Jose Abreu, or you can go down to a Muncy, or you can go to even cheaper to a different route. But I do like Muncy as part of a Dodgers stack. And speaking of stacks, the three that I'm looking at are the Dodgers. They're the top stack of the slate. The Padres coming in second against Merrill Kelly. They did have like 9 runs yesterday. It wasn't from Tatis Machado. They struggled. I think they could get back on track tonight against Merrill Kelly. And you would still round it out with Tommy Pham, who's very cheap on both sites, especially DraftKings. And then Will Myers looks better on FanDuel, but he still gives you a lot of power. He's had a great spring training. And then I would think the White Sox could be interesting. Anytime you get the White Sox against a lefty at low ownership, I'll have some interest because looking at the numbers for Tim Anderson, Abreu, Robert, they all mash lefties. Grandal can hit lefties well, too. So those are the three top stacks I'm looking at for the day, and that is it for the video. So stay tuned for the core plays video. That should be out. Maybe it'll be before this video, but stay tuned for that one. Stay tuned for NBA. Gonna get 3 videos out this morning, and let's get it tonight. So thanks for watching. Best of luck, and catch you all later.